She knew it was wrong, yet her heart chose him anyway. In the quiet corner of the palace courtyard, Princess Amara first noticed him. He was one of the captives brought in after a border raid. Dust covered his skin, and his wrists were bound. He kept his eyes down, like he had already accepted a life without hope. Amara was not supposed to go near the prisoners, but she went anyway. At first, she only watched. Then she began to bring him food. She told the guards it was her duty, a small act of kindness. The man, whose name was Tunde, spoke very little, but when he did, his voice was calm and steady. He thanked her every time, even when he had no strength left. Days turned into weeks. Amara learned that he had once been a farmer, a man who worked the land and cared for his younger siblings. The war took that life away. He did not speak with anger. He spoke with quiet pain. Something in his silence touched her deeply. One evening, when the guards were distracted, she stayed longer than usual. "You should not come here," Tunde said softly. "I know," she replied, "but I wanted to see you." That was the first time he looked directly at her. Their conversations grew longer. They spoke about simple things: the sky, the rain, the taste of food. For Amara, these small talks felt more real than the grand speeches in the palace. But the truth was heavy. He was a captive. She was a princess. Their worlds were never meant to meet. Still, they met every day. One night, the truth came out. A guard saw them together. The next morning, the king was furious. "This is not just a mistake," he said. "This is a betrayal." Amara stood before him, her hands shaking, but her voice steady. "He is not just a slave. He is a human being." The king did not listen. Tunde was taken away. This time, the chains were tighter. Amara was locked in her room. Days passed without word. She stopped eating, she stopped speaking. All she could think about was whether he was still alive. Then, one morning, the palace fell silent. A group of rebels had attacked the king's camp. In the chaos, Tunde had escaped. No one knew where he went. Amara refused to believe he was gone. Weeks later, while the king planned another war, a messenger arrived with a letter. It was from Tunde. He wrote that he had found freedom, that he was safe, that he would never forget her. He did not ask her to leave the palace. He did not promise a future. He only thanked her for seeing him as a person. Amara held the letter close to her chest and wept. Years passed. The kingdom changed. The king grew older and softer. He never spoke of the incident again. And one day, while traveling to a nearby village, Amara saw him again. Tunde. He was no longer a captive. He worked with other farmers, helping rebuild the land. Their eyes met. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Then he smiled, not as a slave, not as a man running from chains, but as someone who had found his place. Amara smiled back. They did not rush into each other's arms. They simply stood there, sharing a quiet understanding. Some loves cannot change the past, but sometimes they are enough to change a life.